Hey, I'm Heather. So just so you know, the groups that are working down on the Cove Point issue are We Are Cove Point and Calvert Citizens for a Healthy Community. And then I and a few of the other folks that are here tonight, we work with a group called SEED, which is short for Stopping Extraction and Export Destruction. So anyway, SEED is focused mostly right now on the Dominion LNG export project down in Cove Point in Piscataway Territory, Maryland. We are primarily do direct action or a direct action campaign, and we just wanted to put a little plug in tonight. I was involved in an action on one of the Dominion Resources construction sites earlier this past winter, where me and another activist, Carling, we climbed up a crane on one of their sites and hung a big banner, and it was like about all the things. So it's about the export of the export facility, about trying to stop fracking in Maryland, which there's a moratorium on it at the moment. We're telling Dominion Resources to go home. What else do we do? It's like no gas, no frack gas, basically anything. So just trying to link all the things up. So the action was pretty successful. It created a little bit of a stir in a place that hasn't seen a lot of this sort of action. There are a couple of, the sheriffs handled our removal from the crane in a pretty messed up way. They put us in a very unsafe position. We're both very advanced, and they're very sorry, I'm not really good at talking in front of people. We've had a lot of training, a lot of experience climbing in these settings, and the sheriffs demonstrated very little regard for their own lives and for our lives when they removed us, so it was pretty unsafe. And I was also assaulted during my arrest, being taken down off the crane. So what ended up happening with our case is we pled out to trespassing charges in April, and were sentenced and received our sentences. Carling is on a 3-year-long probation, which has happened to a lot of the people that have been arrested here, or arrested down at Cove Point. And I served a 40-day sentence at the county detention center. Right after we were sentenced, we released public statements about our mistreatment and the assaults. We didn't want to do it beforehand because we were worried about retaliation within the local government, which is it's a very real thing down there. Dominion Resources has basically bought and paid for the entire county government, as well as the sheriff's department. Dominion has a unique arrangement with the Calvert County Sheriff's Department where they pay the sheriffs $1.25 million a year to protect their interests in the county. And it's not a very affluent county, so this project is putting a lot of money into the county, so there's a very personal interest and an institutional interest in having this project go through, both on the part of the sheriffs that are getting paid by them to basically protect the project, and by the county government. So anyway, we released this statement, we went public with it. It created another stir, and we were encouraged to file formal complaints about our mistreatment with the sheriffs, and that's what we did. So both of us filed complaints about what happened to us. And in the course of their investigation, they decided to, instead of do anything about it, to turn it around and charge us again with making false statements to police. So both of us received this new charge, and our false statement was solely for making a complaint to the sheriff's department, or for filing the complaint. So we've been sort of tied up dealing with this for the last several months, and we recognize this as part of a larger pattern of harassment and intimidation happening with people who are resisting the project, both community members who are living in Lesby every day, and also folks who have come down there to like do support it, to do work, like support people who are resisting this. And I would be happy to talk a little bit more about other stuff that's gone on, but it's like basically not an isolated incident. It's like definitely designed for us to use our energy and our resources fighting this and to break our spirits in this fight. So we're fighting back against it. And this, I think a lot of folks might know that, to actually be able to defend yourselves in the criminal justice system, it takes a whole lot of resources. And only folks who have access to resources can really go through the whole process of hiring a lawyer who's gonna actually really defend you and go through the trial process. It's really expensive. So we're coming to you tonight to just tell you a little bit about what's going on with that. We had some good news. Carling, her case was able to be resolved by her charge was put on an inactive docket. So her stuff is sort of resolved, although we had to pay a lawyer a lot of money to get her to that point. But in my case, they've spent a lot of time building a case against me, almost like there's a lot of motivation from another corporation for them to spend a lot of time building this case. So I'm looking at a pretty steep lawyer fee for this. And my intention is my charges are either going to get dropped or we're going all the way through to trial. And it's a really crappy situation. I'm not really happy that I'm having to deal with this. I'd rather be putting my energy into continuing to do work, to support folks in Cove Point, because this fight is definitely not over. We definitely can still stop this from ever going online. But we're trying to use this situation to bring attention to the relationship between the Calvert County Sheriff's Office and in general the Calvert County government and Dominion resources. Both as because we definitely know this is not an isolated incident, corporate collusion with government to put these projects through. But I hope that, one good thing that can come out of fighting this is defending ourselves in court and also showing, putting some light on them, because they definitely don't want anyone to know about what's going on there. So we're raising money. We've got a crowdfunding site up online, and we're taking donations other ways as well. You can visit us on our Facebook and Twitter, and we have a website, seedcoalition.wordpress.com. We also, within Seed, we really love supporting other folks' work. We just heard Donnie say it too. And so, if you all want training or action support or other sorts of things, or also just want to bring some folks to talk to about what's going on down in Cove Point, we'd love to come and help y'all out, and maybe we can barter for some stuff or whatever. But anyway, so yeah, thanks for letting me talk. Sorry, I knew I wouldn't be able to talk about this really slow, or not. I'm sorry, in just a few minutes. But anyway, so we're in the process, and we'll keep y'all updated. My trial is probably going to happen later this winter, in February or March. So, thanks.